7 miles, 4644, 2209.
Car 200 feet above the airport, rep plus 10, sinking 7.
When I think of Airborne, I think of service, because we're a service industry, and it is our responsibility to provide the service.
All of our folks believe that the company does have a mission. We've stated over and over again that we want to be good and big in the express business.
Engine instruments stabilized, anti-ice off.
Our commitment, of course, is to deliver small packages moving within the airborne system overnight, before noon, the next day. And, of course, using the support of our own airline.
I think it comes down to one word, and that's service. To provide the service we say we're going to provide, not just sometime, but all the time, on every package that we handle. The airborne driver represents a lot more to us than just a delivery person. They're frontline people for us. They are in daily contact with the customers that use Airborne.
It's just another link in the total scope of what we do. You know, you've got the salespeople generating the business. Now, any sales call should be just a matter of communicating what services we have to offer and matching those services with a possible need that the customer might have. You've got the customer service people. When a customer calls in and requests specific information on something that may be a little bit out of the ordinary, the customer service people respond quickly, efficiently, and the driver is maintaining that level of service.
Through the rapport they've built with the customer, you've got another salesperson on the street on a daily basis. We consider this a very, very important part of our sales force and try to react accordingly in training the drivers and in helping them in any way that we can.
Many times with a new account, it's the driver's follow-up after the sales representative has gone in and called on the account that will answer some of those questions that might not have come up earlier.
Airborne overnight.
Airborne is a service-oriented company, and we're always implementing new ideas to improve that service to our customers.
I think the drop boxes are a super idea, both for Airborne and for the customer. All they need to do is take the package down to the drop box and drop it off. It eliminates the phone call, trying to comply with a schedule of some sort, and of course they'd get a discount for using our drop boxes. So it's a money saver for the customer also.
As drivers, we're in contact with the customers on a daily basis. We know what their needs and requirements are, and we can relay these to the salespeople so they can act on it.
There's a separate customer service department in every station that we have. Each one of those stations knows the local market, knows the local customers. When someone calls in here, it's not always necessary that they identify themselves. by their voice, we know who they are.
Good morning, Airborne Overnight.
I think it's one of the true advantages of using Airborne.
Okay.
What we do domestically very well, we're taking that same concept internationally. In other words, we want to move freight as quickly to London to the hands of that customer as we are moving freight from New York to Los Angeles today.
The secret to any successful operation is communication. Focus is our primary method of communicating between stations and, to some extent, customers. In other words, this allows us a rapid and reliable exchange of information, which is basically what we're all about.
When someone calls in, there's a lot of information that they can access through Focus within a very few seconds while the customer's on the phone. Essentially, we're really never closed. The need obviously isn't as great between midnight and 5 a.m. for a lot of the shipments, but the operation keeps going, and there is someone on call every night.
They're the ones that get to handle the late night emergency shipments. Everything has to be out of here and ready for delivery tomorrow morning. It's their responsibility to make sure that that happens.
Airborne Overnight.
Our DC-9 lands anywhere from 6:30 to approximately 7 o'clock, and a lot of that's dependent on weather. It's a very long flight out of Wilmington. We're updated by Focus as to what time the plane will get in. The crew of drivers and recovery people will handle the unloading of the upstairs of the plane, the hampers, and then the bellies. They take extra measures to ensure no matter what contingencies they run into, they get that plane out on time.
Our basic objective here is to get a quick recovery from the plane and get them out as early as possible so we can make our AM commitments. Basically, we're talking about a 30 to 45-minute recovery depending upon how many feeders we have to load at the airport itself, and no more than a 30-minute process here to get the drivers out.
We as pilots are always very proud of our own operation. However, the ground people that I think we have are second to none. We can offload an aircraft in 7 minutes from the time that it's blocked into the gate, and within 9 minutes from the time we're in the blocks that all of the freight and freight shipments are into the sort and onto the belts.
We primarily run about a 2.5 to 2 hours and 3/4 sort.
producing a very good service and a necessary service. And being part of that kind of a team instills a lot of pride in each one of us.
We keep our commitment, and that's why I think people choose to use Airborne. We have a system in place with airplanes that doesn't make us dependent on the airlines.
I really feel that if an airplane can fly there, then we can get it there.
Airborne is a young company that's going somewhere. It knows where it wants to go.
We're just a group of people who have similar objectives in mind, and we've been very successful meeting the objectives.
What we're doing is right, and I think everybody wants to work for a winner.
The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. And as I look about us, we're a fast team.
The area that we cover is expanding, and the service level is rising. And it's happening because, we control our destiny.
I don't really think there's any place in the world that we can't service.
There's a company with a great future.
With our own equipment and with our own fleet of aircraft, I see us reaching out and embracing the world.
I think it's limitless where we can go.